Hi guys, welcome back to Nardi Elder Gaming and another edition of Jurassic World Evolution 3. Now in this one we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to abandon the original park we were doing and we're going to go in and do a sandbox in a larger environment because I need more work to more room to play with because that wasn't really that big, that area we were using. So if we go into the square levels in the island generator, what we're going to do, we're going to go for biome temperate 2. We're going to go with Jurassic World staff and guests. No scientists, no power requirements, nothing like that, because I just want to go in there and just build the park, which I think would be a lot more interesting than trying to just, play with the mechanics of the game, which I'll probably do at a later date, but not right now. So the dinosaurs are basically going to be pretty straightforward. There's going to be no problems really coming up with them. I'm just going to put breeding to normal and egg failures to on. We'll keep that going. Gameplay, we're going to turn everything off on there, so hopefully we should get all the dinosaurs. No problems with the park whatsoever to deal with. Definitely not paying tax. Environment, we're going to go on a day cycle, no weather, and we jump straight in. So this is going to give us a nice big area to work with, hopefully. There we go. Massive area. So we use this little alcove here as our main entry point. So let's put up a arrival point there. That looks nice. There we go. I like the look of that. That looks good. Right, so now we want to path it up. So let's use something a bit better looking. We'll should we go for smooth cobbled? Yeah, that looks good, doesn't it? So if we double that down, and what we're going to do, we're going to make it bigger. On both sides, and we're going to bring it down to make like a big sort of entrance plaza sort of thing. There we go. So what we can do is fill these gaps in with path as well. And then we can build like fountains and stuff like that all across here, as well as putting up our main attractions for the entry to the park, like the gift shops, stuff like that. Just to get the customers in the mood for spending. So let's put down a couple of attractions straight away as soon as we get in here. Let's have a drink amenity straight away on this side. And we'll have a food one directly opposite, because people are going to be hungry after coming in. On the helicopter. So let's drop ourselves down. We'll have a little look. There we go. So that's looking good, that side. That's looking good, this side. And we got our entrance there. Excellent. Right. So drop back out of that. So what we want is something interesting for the customers as soon as they come in. So let's go for our scenery. Let's have a look in props. No, these aren't the sort of things I really want to... Door symbols, oh, right, okay. What do we want? Statues. We've got two big statues here. There's a Rex there, and there's a Brachio there. That's what I was looking for. So we're going to have Mr. DNA welcoming people in there. And we're going to have another one welcoming them in on that side. So as soon as you come in, there they are, welcoming you into the park. And let's get something a little bit more interesting in the middle there. I'm thinking fountain. Modules. Here we go, here's some fountains here. That one's a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be. Let's have a look at that one. That's much better. That's smaller. So let's see if we can get that. So that's got to be much better looking to the eye. There we go. So I'm fountain as soon as you walk in. There you got drink on that side, food on that side. Yeah, it's quite simplistic at the moment, but it's working. So what I want to do now is tree this area off. To give it a more Jurassic-y sort of feel. Now at the end here we're going to have the where is it? The visitor center. There we go. There we go. Right, so we got to try and get this as central as we possibly can. Which looks about there. No path or arrival point. Right, no path to arrival point. go, now we do. And I'll try and match it up that side. There we go, so that's looking good. Right. Already it's beginning to have that look to it, and I haven't even started on the dinosaurs yet. Right, so more guest amenities. So let's have a gift shop. Need to make sure it butts up nicely against that one. And on the other side, let's have a restaurant. There we go. Now we need some kind of decoration in the middle down here as well. Let's see, what do we want? Do we want some kind of sculpture? So I'll look down at what some of these things are. We could have a skip, couldn't we? That looked nice. Gantries, statues, there we go. So that looks a little bit too rusty, to be honest. No, we won't put that there. Spino. Spino would look alright, wouldn't it? So I wonder if we could have a Spino on that side. Like so. And a Rex on the opposite side. There we go. Then we need something in the middle of them, don't we? Something to sort of break it up. So I wonder if we can put some... have we got anything like a seated area here? There's more fountains, but we've already got one fountain. There's a lot of small stuff on here that we could do stuff with later on. A bus. Be nice when it had a bus stuck in the middle of there. Just thinking of having a couple of these either side. So it's still looking a little bit too uniform at the moment. So let's drop the bloke down and we'll have a look how it looks to us. So we're coming in. It's a little bit sparse around here, but it will be changed. So we've got the trees blocking both sides off. That looks good. Then as we come around here, we go down past the Spino and the Rex. And there's some dining areas here. There's one next to the gift shop. Bit odd being there, I suppose. But one next to Winston's as well, so that's fine. We can live with that. And the visitor centre directly ahead. Right, so far it's not looking like a bad entrance. So I want to keep this as the main path down. So what else can we put on either side? Hotels. We could put another food one here, couldn't we? Just to sort of pop it out a bit, but I think that one's too big. Small food. Why is it not snapping? Small food there. Already got a large drink amenity, haven't we? We put a small one there. Right, so there we've got plenty leading up to the entrance there. So let's tree this area up a little bit. It's not very thick with trees, is it? That's even worse. Okay, I think that might look okay. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, so you've got plenty either side. And then that takes you straight down to the visitor centre. And then from the visitor centre, that is when we will embark to other areas. Right, let's path that out. Unfortunately, that's going to get rid of our trees. But it can't be helped. We might be able to do something with that a bit later. But that's fine. Let's see if I can... Can I just put individual trees, I wonder? Let's go in the scenery, foliage. That's good. That is thickening that out a little bit. Let's try a couple of those. Right, that one up there is not quite right. I don't know whether you can notice that, but there's something not quite right with that tree. I know it doesn't really stand out or anything. There we go. So I reckon now if we drop the guy down and have a look, it's actually looking much better. So we go each side, and then we got the paths leading out to the various areas of the park. There we go. So that's looking good so far. No adjustments on terrain or anything there, which I like. So now let's start thinking about what we're going to do for the animals. Now I think one of the first things we need to do is to build a nice big area for herbivores, so we can get some decent large animals in, some hadrosaurs and some sauropods, that sort of thing. Things that people would like to see as soon as they enter. They don't want to see the little dinosaurs, they want to see something big. Then they can go on to the little ones and the carnivores after that. So we need to build an environment for them. So ideally what I want to do is drop the environment down slightly, put a nice big lake in it, and preferably a waterfall at the back as well. So I'm reckoning if we build it up all along the back here, I can smooth all this out in a minute. Like so. And I want to try and make some waterfalls here. So if we put some water along here, and a nice big deep bit of water here, that looks alright, I think. So I'm going to build the lake out a little bit. We'll have deep water there, and then I'll build it into some shallower water. Like so. And already that's starting to look like a good environment. So what we need now is to start building up some environment for the herbivores. So I'm not really sure what we're going to actually need. Are we going to just do grass? Because I think this is grass anyway, isn't it? So let's just grass that up for a minute. It's going to be quite a big area, obviously, because it's got the sauropods. So let me think. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rock it out across the back here to give it like cliff size and that, make it look Make it look good. Let's not have them all looking the same. There we go. So that gives them some kind of shade. So I don't know if I can actually put a grass terrain on top of these. No, but I might be able to do it as scenery. Foliage. There we go, doesn't look too bad. Right, so let's drop the little guy down and let's have a look and see how that would look to us. That would look good, wouldn't it? Yeah, so I think that's a nice big area for our first exhibit. So the first thing we need to do is block it off. So we're going to put rocks on this edge here. So that will be the point where the exhibit starts. So we need to get onto some fencing, and it's going to need to be a heavy fence. because obviously there's going to be some big animals in here. Right, I need to bring it out a little bit this way. Because the animals need to have plenty of room to move around. Especially considering we're going to have large sauropods. And we will need viewing galleries. So let's set those up. Right, so if we do we'll have one there. We'll have a large one there for viewing sauropods. We'll have another one of those up this side here. And then right up here, we're going to have a gateway in. I like these classic looking gates. Right, so there we go. There's our large herbivore enclosure. Nowhere near finished yet. We've got to do a lot to it yet. So now this path, I'm going to demolish it for a second because I need to rebuild it so that it comes round the back. There we go. So it's going around the back of the enclosure there. I'm going to get it to follow this as much as I can.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals.
That is when we do actually have some animals.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing platform, ready for you to gain an elevated view of our wonderful dinosaurs.
And we're going to demolish it straight away. Because it doesn't look right. I think that looks better about there. That's better. Right, it is a bit offset because the entrance is offset. Come on. That was not going to match the other one, unfortunately.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals.
So I want a tiny curve on there. That's too big a curve. I thought that was on the wrong side for a minute then. It is very close though, isn't it? Right, let's try that again. It's getting too close to that. That's looking better. Right. The enclosure looks good. So now we need to set it up ready for the large animals. So what I do need to build up here is a hatchery. Right. Right, so now we just need to connect that up to that main path. Like so, but I didn't want that bit curved like that. That's it. Just straight. Right, so this area here needs to be foliage. Come on, I need more trees than that. No. I hate that when it gets rid of the trees that you've already put on. Each time you put one on, it just makes less and less trees. Right, let's have a look in the scenery. Right, so the thing is with this, we're not going to be releasing animals out of this enclosure. They're going to be airlifted everywhere into here. Right, so we need feeding opportunities for these large animals. So we're going to need tall leaf, definitely. Because that's what our large sauropods are going to eat. Then we need ground nut and ground fruit. Let's have some tall leaf. Right, let's have a view in here. That's quite a good view. Right, why is this playing me about? That's better. There we go. So far that's looking good. I need to get something into these areas here to make this look a little less uniform. There we go. It's looking a little less uniform. So let's have a look at what we can get in here. So we only want herbivores at the moment. Dreadnoughtus. We need Dreadnoughtus. But first of all, Mamenchisaurus as well. Excellent. Paras, we're definitely going to get some of those in there. Therizino, I don't think we're putting in. Syntaeosaurus. Definitely want them at some point. There's so many, and we're going to have ornithomimids running around as well. There it is. Missed him completely. So there's our Brachiosaurus. Let's have a look at the patterns on them. So the female skin colour. I might go with that on the female, and the male. Let's go for I like those, so let's begin that task. There we go, so we got a male and female there. So let's begin the incubation on those. So we're going to airlift them straight into our enclosure.
Incubation complete. Prepare asset for release.
Picking up asset. En route to collect the asset.
So I think while they're doing, I want to get some Parasaurolophus in there. Allura Titan. Wonderful on this as well. Right, there we go. I'll get distracted again. Right, skin colour for the female. I quite like that. But the females are usually a bit drabber, aren't they? So let's do them. Yeah, I think those two match quite nicely, don't they? So let's see how many of those we can get. See how our brachios are doing.
Commencing asset transit.
During most of your tour, the appropriate information will be automatically selected and displayed for you. Simply touch the area of the screen displaying the appropriate icon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Brachiosaurus to the park.
There we go. First one's in. So I've got it set so they're always happy. So I don't have to worry about that. Just get the area looking good. But we've done all this. This is all on flat terrain at the moment. So we haven't had to adjust anything so far. There we go. At some point I'll put nests into these areas and let them breed. But for the time being... Right. Select the eggs. We'll have 2 males and 3 females, I think. These ones ain't going to take long.
Synthesis procedure complete.
Right.
Incubation personnel, please stand by.
Heading to pick up the asset. Acknowledging asset selection request.
There we go. So somebody did actually ask me how you just get all the dinosaurs straight off. If you look at my settings at the beginning of this sandbox, you'll see everything that I've set that will give you all the dinosaurs immediately. You're turning off all your research and everything like that, turning off the scientists, and then everything's given to you automatically, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to get it. Now, by the time I'm finished on this enclosure is going to be pretty packed, because there's going to be a lot of animals going in here.
The unique crest of the Parasaurolophus isn't just majestic, but functional too. Its uses are myriad, from communication to thermal regulation. Evolution is quite the problem solver.
I'm glad they put the airlifts into this, because there's nothing more annoying than trying to dart the animals, then airlift them over, so you can just literally take them straight out of the hatchery and airlift them into their enclosure.
Transportation complete. Transit has commenced.
Right. Missing ground nut. I thought I did put ground nut on, to be honest. Actually, I've just gone and put that in the wrong place, really, haven't I? Because I've just blocked the view of the viewing gallery. So let's do,
Delivery
there we go.
commencing asset transit.
See the brachiosaurs in the distance there. And a Parasaurolophus. I might even put a couple of trikes in here. But anyway, let's have a look. Let's synthesize something else now. I want Dreadnoughtus. Let's do 2 Dreadnoughtus in here. Okay, I quite like those, so let's begin the task. Batch size 1. Let's synthesize another one in there.
Transportation in progress.
So we can do 1 male and 1 female.
Synthesis procedure.
So we'll do that one as a female. And then this one as a male.
Delivery has been completed.
There we go, there's our hadrosaur herd. Looks like the brachios are feeding. Right, so we got another one, a Dreadnoughtus. They're both ready for release, so let's release via airlift. I'm going to put these ones up this side.
En route to pick up the asset.
I can't release this one yet until the other one's done, I don't think.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Dreadnoughtus to the park.
That's a big old animal.
Asset has been collected.
Right, we'll release that one in the same area.
En route to collect the asset.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Dreadnoughtus to the park.
The Dreadnoughtus. This herbivore's name means fears nothing. And it's so big that I believe it.
There we go. Nice.
For the appropriate
It says missing tool fibre, but there is tool fibre. There's everything they need. That's cool, that it's watching the other one approach.
Confirm asset delivery.
Excellent. Right. So now, what else do we want in here? We better have some Corys, haven't we? Mangrove, that's nice. Oh, look at that. I like that. I really like that. So let's begin that. Hopefully... Oh, we got 4 eggs on this one.
Synthesis procedure complete.
So we'll do 2 of each. That will do. Let's begin the incubation on them. That's going to be quick. So that's the thing, I want a big herd of hadrosaurs. Different types of hadrosaurs. Release via the airlift.
Asset collection request received. Acknowledging asset collection request.
There we go, so we got them. I really like those Dreadnoughtus. That's looking really good. Yeah, I really like this hadrosaur. Sorry, herbivore enclosure. I think it looks really good. How's my park doing? People are liking it. Look at that, there's loads of people. Even though I can't remember opening it, but there you go. I must have done, I suppose.
Now here's a distinctive-looking dinosaur. The Corythosaurus has a bill like a duck and an impressive crest on its head. Kinda makes you wonder if evolution really does have a plan or if it's just trying everything until something sticks, huh? Now that I mention it, that might be exactly how evolution works. Huh.
Right, I think after those ones, I think we need Edmonto and Sinteo. So let's find Edmonto. Let's modify the genome on them. That's quite nice. There we go. So that will fit with the female quite nicely. Yeah. So let's begin them. So I think I'll do the Sinteos, and then I reckon I might put a pair of trikes in here.
Welcome a Corythosaurus to the park.
Asset transportation complete. Transportation complete.
Because hopefully the all the hadrosaurs will herd together. Then once I've got them set and established, I'll build a couple of nesting areas. Where's the bracts? Are they still at this end? There we go. Eating the trees. Excellent. Right. So let's select those. 2 males, 3 females. Let's begin that. So there is going to be plenty of dinos to be viewed in here. Released via airdrop. We'll do those ones at this area.
Asset requiring collection.
Right, that's good. So I think what we'll do, we'll go to the empty bay. Let's find our Sinteos. There they are. That looks alright. And the males. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
Assets in the air.
There we go. Right, so 4 females, 2 males. That will do us in there, I think. And then here, we're going to have a trike. A pair of trikes. Nasutoceratops. Sino. Spino. Stego. Trike. There they are. We'll have the 1993 trike. I like that. I think I might go for that one.
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel.
They got the intolerant trait, but it doesn't matter because I've switched all of that off anyway. So let's get them ready to go. Centeos are ready for release. Trikes are ready for release.
The Edmontosaurus is a large herbivore that moves in herds. Although it usually walks on 4 legs, this dinosaur can raise itself up onto its hind legs when looking for food or keeping an eye out for danger. A useful ability and an impressive one to watch from a viewing gallery.
That's a nice looking dinosaur.
We are pleased to welcome an Edmontosaurus to the park.
Assets in the air.
During most of your tour, the appropriate information will be automatically selected and displayed for you. Simply touch the...
We are pleased to welcome an Edmontosaurus to the park.
It's a nice view.
Transportation underway.
Right, so once we got the trikes in here, I think that'll be enough for the time being.
Delivery has been completed.
Then we can put a new enclosure for something here. More visitors by the looks of it.
Transit has commenced.
Right, we can release those via the airlift now.
Asset delivery confirmed. Acknowledging asset collection request. Asset collection request received. Ready to collect the asset.
So this will be a well-populated area.
We should really try and mimic the natural environment these animals would thrive in. You'd be surprised how big an impact the right scenery and foliage can have.
None of them have gone in the water yet. So I'm just thinking here.
Maybe it's the showman in me, but I've got a real soft spot for dinosaurs with impressive-looking headgear. Take the Centausaurus, for example. I mean, with a crest like that, this animal was born to be a star.
We're starting to get quite a lot of visitors coming down this way now. That's good. By quite a lot, I'd be about 20, but that's good. There's the first Centausaurus there, or Centeo.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome the Centausaurus to the park.
Is there any more waiting? One more waiting.
Asset has been transported.
Right.
Has commenced.
I think we're going to have a water feature next. We're going to do a very large lagoon, I think. Because my idea is to split it down the middle. We'll have two different types of animal in here.
We are pleased to welcome the Centausaurus to the park.
We should be able to release the trikes now. Yeah.
Asset transported.
So we'll put the trikes in at this end.
Asset. Acknowledging asset collection request. Picking up asset.
Right. So we start straight off.
We are pleased to welcome
I want to build the back up and try and put rocks around it. And try and give it a sort of real feel to it, you know?
Asset being transported.
so you don't see the fences all around.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Triceratops to the park.
Assets in the air.
So that stops it looking so uniform and
Ladies and gentlemen, we are
Ruddy,
Even the most
basically.
casual of enthusiasts know of the Triceratops. Although primarily used for display and establishing dominance within their herd, those infamous horns can be deadly when necessary.
Asset transportation complete.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Triceratops to the park.
Asset has been collected. Transportation complete.
it's quite good by just putting these rocks and rotating them. You make them look like completely different than what you've just put down, even though you're using the same rock twice, which I like. So let's see how that looks across the back. That looks alright, doesn't it? That one doesn't look too good, actually. Let's put something in there. Just sort of break that one up a little bit.
Asset delivered.
There we go. So that's the back of the lagoon looking quite good. Let's find the trikes.
Those dinosaurs are really not happy about cohabiting, and any unstable system demands the courage to face its implications. You're going to need to be brave to resolve this mess, or at the very least, cowardly but efficient. Honestly, I'd be happy either way.
Synthesis.
Asset requiring collection. Picking up asset.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome an ornithomimus to the park.
Asset has been collected.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome an ornithomimus to the park.
Commencing asset transit. Asset has been delivered.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome an ornithomimus to the park.
Asset in transit. Transportation complete.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome an ornithomimus to the park.
Transit has commenced. Asset has been transported.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome them on this assignment to the park.
Asset transportation in progress. Asset transported.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased. Synthesis procedure. Stand by.
Asset transportation in progress. Delivery complete.
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
The megalodon has existed in every ocean in the world, but it tends to prefer warmer climates like a lot of other prehistoric animals. It's a truly dominant ocean predator. So, stay out of the water, unless you want to line up to be a hot lunch.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a megalodon to the park. Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new lagoon viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our marvelous marine reptiles. Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new lagoon viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our marvelous marine reptiles. Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation complete. Prepare asset for release.
Now that is one big fish, and the Dunkleosteus is armored like a tank too. Oh, and get this, instead of teeth, it has 2 armored plates which can snap shut with more force than an Allosaurus bite. It's enough to make you never swim again. Not that I swam much before.
Right, so let's get a couple of mosasaurs in here as well. So I think we'll go with these colours that I've just sorted out there. So I quite like them. That will do. So let's begin the task on those. So we've got the Dunkleosteus in there now. We've got the Megalodons in there. And now we are going to have... I wanted 2. Let's get another one in there. So we can do a male and a female as usual. So this little area here that I flattened out, I want it to be a sort of a distraction walking between the 2 enclosures. So I think I'm going to put some compies in there. Right. So we can have a female there. And this one we'll do as a male. I'm going to put another feeder up here, I think. And I think what I will do is I'm going to put a marine fish feeder, piscivore feeder. So marine fish feeder. You can have one there. And we'll put one there, so there's plenty of food going in for him. So these animals probably wouldn't live together very happily, to be quite honest. But not to worry. Right, so what we need around here is to make this into a decent enough area to keep our little compies happy.
Prepare asset for release.
Let's release that one.
An ancient marine reptile, this one. Mosasaurus was the undisputed ruler of the seas in its time. Well, now, it's an apex predator in ours, too. When this animal is around, you don't ever, ever go into the water.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Thesaurus to the park.
There we go. So this is looking good now. Now I think... What else do we want? So we want to chuck a few ichthyosaurs in there, don't we? Could have done with the bigger ones, a shonisaur or something like that. But these smaller ones will do for now. That's not a bad colour. And let's try the colour for the males. Let's just make them just darker, I think. Five eggs. That's alright. Right, the little compy compound. It's looking quite nice, so we need a little gate around there.
Procedure complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
As usual, 2 to 3. I'm building a compy compound, but I haven't even looked to see if you can actually make compies in this. There's no compies, unless they're under the meat eater. Compies, there they are. Oh, coelophysis as well. So we could probably put compies and coelophysis in together. Okay, let's have a look what we can do with these. I want them to be green, to be honest. There we go. So let's begin the task on those.
Synthesis
That will
procedure
be
complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
We'll keep the eggs for now until we've completed the enclosure.
Incubation complete. Prepare asset for release.
Right. Let's release all the ichthyosaurs.
The Ichthyosaurus is a prehistoric pelagic predator. Try saying that 3 times fast. Just consider this a kind of prehistoric dolphin. Although, don't expect wild swimming with Ichthyosaurus to be on anyone's bucket list, huh?
They are very similar to dolphins. Of course, the tail is completely different. Dolphins go up and down. Ichthyosaurs side to side. But there you go. So everything's happy. Right, so how are we going to fence this in? I assume it's going to be a small... Will it be a small electric fence? Or can I do this with rocks? Let's see if we can block it off with rocks so that they just can't get. Be ideal if you could have like glass panels around there, wouldn't it? Windows and doors. To surface. So there's no way to tilt them then. Oh, it's because it's a roof window. So why are they only for roofs, I wonder? Don't understand why they only lay down. So walls, can we... Brick. Chicken, concrete. Concrete. Copper. Corrugated. Glass. Just out of interest, can you actually see through it? Let's put the little guy down there and let's have a look. No, you can't see a bloody thing through it. So that's not going to be any good. It's a shame because that would have been ideal for making a nice little wall around there. But that might do it. So this might take a little bit of time to do, but might be worth it. Doesn't look too bad, does it? So we can put those around there and then try and block it off with rocks as well, which could make quite a good little exhibit. Don't want it just to look like a square enclosure because that'll look boring, I think. We need something that looks a little bit Almost as though there's some kind of life going on there, you know? A more organic sort of enclosure. So now if I bring that straight up to the path, like so, then I could run it along the edge of the path. As though that's the area that you need to view it from. Although you can see all the way around. That's looking good. I do like that. So we can now bring it back over. Doing this, I'm enjoying this, but this is only very basic compared to what this new engine is capable by the looks of it. We're not far off now, but I'm going to need to put a gate in there. Right, that's nicely enclosed. The reason I need to leave that there is because I need to put a gate in. I put the gate back here a little bit. Then I can run the other metal gates up to the edge of them. Or actually, I'd put rocks there, couldn't I, to make it look a little bit more, you know, as though it fits in better. These rocks are quite big, to be honest. bigger than I actually wanted them to be, but as long as they stop the animals from getting out, that's what matters. Right, so I need to see what compies eat. Yeah, we got that skittish one. Right, I don't want to do that yet until I know. Let's just go into the info. There it is. So they like arid and pasture, and they eat meat. Okay, that's fine. So we want arid and pasture in there. Let's get some arid in there for them. And they do like a little bit of pasture. So that should be alright for them. Let's get some very small rocks, and we just get some rocks lying around. I think we'd better get some a bit of foliage as well. Put a bit of bush row around in here as well. Give them something to hide in. Right, so that looks okay. Just gotta hope that that's gonna stop them from getting out. So I'll try with one.
Incubation complete. Prepare asset for release.
En route to collect the asset.
So I can't just release one, unfortunately. So if this doesn't work, I'm going to have to remove all those fences and put up electric fences, which I didn't want to do. I wanted to make it look a little bit more friendly in a carnivore environment. I haven't even put a feeder in there yet. There he is, first one.
This dinosaur has a bite much worse than its size suggests. The Compsognathus should never be underestimated, though I fear it often is. Let's make sure we educate the world about the reality of animals like this one.
Well, it looks okay at the moment, so let's put the other ones in.
Acknowledging asset collection request. Asset collection request received.
I've got to try and get a feeder in there as well, haven't I?
Ladies and gentlemen,
There we
are
go.
pleased to welcome a Compsognathus to the park.
Now I want to see if I can put Coelophysis in there as well.
Transportation underway.
There he is. Let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are
It's
pleased
all right.
to welcome a Compsognathus to the park.
They look alright. So let's see about the Coelophysis. There he is. So let's have a look at their colouring. That's okay. Yeah, I like them colours.
Transporting asset.
So let's begin.
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation
So we got
personnel
6. So we do again on the Coelophysis. Same as we did with the Compsognathus.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Compsognathus to the park.
Right, let's just have a quick check on these, see how these are doing.
Transportation in progress.
Syntos have gone all the way up there. Dreadnoughts is happy. The Trikes are happy. And the Ornithomimids are happy. Forgot about them.
Delivery complete.
So they're all doing
Ladies and gentlemen,
very well.
pleased to welcome a Compsognathus to the park.
Let's get more compies in here.
Asset transportation in progress.
So far we've got one major attraction, one minor attraction, another major attraction.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Transportation
we are
complete.
pleased to welcome a Compsognathus to the park.
That's a big old Meg.
Assets in the air.
And let's have a look at our Mosasaur. He's looking good. Yeah, he doesn't like those three, and I doubt they like him
Delivery
either.
has been completed.
But it doesn't matter because, well, just because, basically. It's so difficult to see. There's one. Oh, he's eating. Excellent. Right, let's see if we can put the Coelophysis in with them. Right, so they like pasture as well.
Coming to pick up the asset. Collecting asset. Picking up asset.
There we go. Right, so these three here are basically the flat terrain models. So when we move off, we're going to start changing the terrain. We're going to be doing more of this sort of stuff. Because I want to make a Spinosaur habitat. I want to make a Tyrannosaur habitat, which will be similar to the one I did in the last video, except better, obviously. Let's go and have a look. And the view on there.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Back when Coelophysis first evolved, all of Earth's land masses were combined into one big supercontinent. It's no surprise then that we found its fossilized
Let's have a look
remains all
underwater.
over the world. Oh, how far you've come, my prehistoric friend. How far you've come.
There's a few normal fish. But I can't see anything prehistoric.
ladies and gentlemen, we
Asset
are
delivery
pleased to welcome
confirmed.
a Coelophysis to the park.
There's
The
something
lagoon
down
we
there.
have here was designed to house our marine reptiles. These mesmerizing animals are not actually dinosaurs,
Asset
although
being
they did
transported.
live during similar ages.
Just about see him.
Asset has been transported.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Coelophysis to the park.
Well, I thought one of them was going to go for the fish then, but no. Right, where's the Coelophysis? There he is.
Asset transportation underway.
They are bigger. Missing cover. Well, to be fair, there is cover.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Coelophysis to the park.
So that's a nice one. Compies and Coelophysis in the same one.
Commencing asset transit.
We can be building. Oh shit! Look at that! I missed it. And I missed that one and all. And I obviously missed that one as well.
Delivery has been completed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Coelophysis to the park.
I thought the dunk was going to go for that one then. They're awesome looking
Asset being
fish.
transported.
Oh, we just had a fish. Oh, perhaps they don't actually jump then. Not to worry.
Asset delivered.
So there we go. We got our Coelophysis and our Compsognathus. All living in harmony. Yeah, they say they are missing the missing cover. It's only got a little bit, so I could probably just put a couple more trees in there for them, couldn't I? I could put some trees up along here or something. Let's have a look. Where they go on foliage? There we go. I'll put some of those up there. How's that? Is that better coverage for you? No. Of course it ain't. That might work for him. Water. Water only not. What's that? Oh, it'll do anyway. Let's check our little compies. I bet they're happy. Not enough arid. More pasture than we needed. Okay, what about seed spices? They like they got more pasture than they need. So what if I do a little bit of arid just for the compies here? Just up along here. Bloody trees vanished now. Right, I bet they're all happy now. All happy, they're all happy. Let's see what they don't like. Ichthys, Dunkleosteus and mosasaurs. It's not surprising really, is it? That they're not going to like the apex predators when they're apex predators themselves. A lot older than the Megalodon is the old Dunkleosteus. And the mosasaur is even older than the Meg. Ichthyosaurs were around for a very long time. Right. That is looking really good now. So we've got the two Dreadnoughtus with the two Brachiosaurs. Missing cover, but I could put some trees up on there as a bit of decoration, couldn't I? Yeah, well, I don't want to go over the top of it, do I? That's improving the look of the cliffs at the back. I mean, if you went behind the scenes, you'll see that it's a very bland looking area, but that's all area that the general public can't actually get to. Or I say that they actually can, but it's outside the boundaries. So if I wanted, I could always bring it all the way around anyway. The rocks, which I might do later on just to spruce it up. So now I think the next thing we're going to be doing probably won't be on this one because we ain't got enough time left now, But because we've got a water feature there, I think we're going to need to be thinking about Spinosaurus. We need a Spinosaurus environment here. So we'd need the deep water, and we'd need the rocks. I want another waterfall like this, except something more substantial, I think, for the Spino. Because obviously he's living an aquatic lifestyle. I'm just going to put some water down a minute and a bit of terrain. So let's see. So I need to raise terrain at the back. I need that to go quite high. That should be for our waterfall area. There we go. So we need to waterize that all the way across up the top there. That's better. That's the kind of environment that I want for the Spino. I'm liking that so far. So let's do a bit of shallow water as well. I'd imagine that must be a big enough area for a Spino. But what we are going to have to do is make sure he's really secure in there, because we don't want him getting out. I think what I'll do is I'll put rocks coming down to the edge, and then one row of fence along the type. Along the type? That doesn't even make sense. Along the front. I don't like that angled rock. Yeah, that's going to look quite good, I think. But I don't know whether that area is going to be too big for just one Spino. Or one pair of Spinos. Maybe I could split it up and have Spinos one side and Struthios the other. Let's have a look and see what Spinos actually need. Don't think they're on this bit, are they? Let's have a look at the info. Right. They like pasture and wetland and deep water. Right, so pasture and wetland. We can do that. Right, that's looking like a top environment for a Spino. It's going to be quite small in there, so I'm pretty sure we should be able to divide this up, but the problem is it's fencing through deep water. You can't actually do it. Can you do invisible gate? No. I don't think there is a way of doing it. So let's well, first of all I need to bring the rocks down over this side. So let's get to the scenery. These rock environments are so much better looking than just having fences everywhere. Stops them getting out, but at the same time gives it a more natural environmental look. Right, so we like that. So let's build the electric fence along the front here, which is going to have to be a heavy electric. Is that one electric? It hasn't got the electric. Large electric. Right, so that is electric. Let's put a gate in up here. That is a huge area. I'm pretty sure that's going to be too big. But it'd be one happy Spinosaur. Right, what I do need is to put a feeder in for him. I'm going to put a couple of feeders in here if I can. There we go. Put fish in there ready for him. For them. There's going to be a pair. So let's get them developing. I wasn't going to do them on this one, but now I've changed my mind amazingly. Right. That looks near the one in the film, doesn't it? Sonoran Desert. Let's do the Sonoran Desert look. Right, there's only one egg in there. So we'll do another egg in that one.
Synthesis procedure complete.
Right.
Incubation personnel, please.
So that one we do as a female. And that one we do as a male. And before we know it, they'll be ready to release. Now what I do want to do with this area is not have it all flat. I need to try and make it look a little bit more we don't want it all looking just flat and boring, do we? Let's have a couple of large areas like that. Right, let's release him via airlift to there. Oh, I can only do one of these at a time. Right, just make sure I haven't screwed up anywhere here. Oh, I just realised how I could do it. I could just do rocks through the middle, couldn't I?
Asset in transit.
Okay, I think I'm going to do that. At some point, I'll just put rocks straight through the middle there as a middle divide. But I'll do it when the Spinosaurus are both on one side, then I can pause it and do it from there. There she is. Yeah, this is going to be more than enough area. Any second now.
We've got a semi-aquatic legend on site now. The Spinosaurus is a menacing figure on land, but it really comes into its own in the water. Just imagine that iconic sail slicing through the waves as it approaches your boat. Feels like something out of a movie. Well, maybe also something out of a nightmare, huh?
Excellent. Right, let's release the other one.
Asset collection request received.
What did I jump down in there for? Missing wetland. How could you be missing wetland? Bloody loads of it. Right, so I think what we need is a
Transporting asset.
Not sure about that one. So I might as well just have the normal viewing galleries, but let's make them a little bit different.
Asset delivered.
There we go, so we've got both Spinos in there now. Thought he was going to feed for a minute. Oh well. Right, so well, I didn't really think that we were going to get that done in this bit of playthrough, but we did. Thought I was going to save that for the next one. Just going to disguise some of that out. There we go, I'm liking it. There we go, that's looking like a really good habitat now. So still say they're missing wetland. They got more than enough pasture. Right, okay. So let's find the wetland. How's that? Look at that. Well happy now. I love the way they leave the footprints as well. Right, so let's have a look what we've achieved today then. So we got our entrance. Looking good. We need to fill that out with more stuff yet. But we'll come to that as the time arises. We've got a large herbivore paddock there. So we've got Dreadnoughtus, Brachiosaurus, 3 types of Hadrosaur, I think, Parasaurolophus, Synteosaurus and Edmontosaurus. And we've got the Trikes. And we should also have some Ornithomimus. I can't see them. But they got to be in there somewhere. We'll find one in a sec. Just look for the small little ones darting around. They might be hidden up in here, actually. I cannot see them at all. There's one. Yeah, there we go. So they're all good. Good view of the Brack in deep water. Excellent. More guests arriving. So we've already got up to 3.5 stars so far. And we've only done 3 attractions. One of them that's not even open to the public yet. So we're doing well. Doing very well. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to leave it at that point. And then when we come back next time, every time I zoom out of that, one of them jumps out of the water and grabs a shark. 2 of them. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. As if to accentuate the fact that I wasn't pleased about that. So if I sit here, nothing will happen. Brilliant. Right, okay, so if you want to join me for the next one, where I think what we do, we'll think about maybe doing the T-Rex enclosure. I wouldn't mind getting a Therizinosaurus enclosure. And maybe get some raptors on the go as well. Velociraptors, Deinonychus, something like that. But we will see. We'll decide that on the next one. So if you want to join me for that, remember to like and subscribe to the channel and all that jazz. And I will see you on the flip side. I'll see you all later.